the atomic spectrum of hydrogen. The Bohr's model of atom could explain the spectral lines in the hydrogen emission spectrum. When a high voltage electric current is passed through hydrogen gas, the hydrogen molecules ionize into hydrogen atoms, and the electron in different hydrogen atoms absorb energy of different wavelengths and get excited to different higher energy levels. When they jump back from this high energy state to a lower energy state, say the ground state, they emit different wavelengths of energy, and these are seen as different spectral lines. These different spectral lines in the form of bundles are named as Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series, Pfund series, and here you have the last series of lines which is called the Humphrey series. You can see here this is the nucleus of the hydrogen atom, and now from n equal to 1 the electron can jump right up till the last orbit of n equal to 6, as we can see here indicated in the diagram. Of course, it can jump even higher, but now we are studying up till 6, and when it jumps it absorbs some energy. When it comes back it emits an energy of wavelength 94 nanometers. Again, if the electron jumps instead of to the 6th orbital, it jumps to the 5th orbital. It will absorb some energy, and when it will come back, it will emit a wavelength, an energy of wavelength 95 nanometers. These are forming a series of spectral lines called the Lyman series. Again, here we can see here this is the Balmer series. In the Balmer series, you see the energy of wavelength from 410 nanometers to 656 nanometers will be emitted when the electron jumps back from n equal to 6 to n equal to 2, n equal to 5 to n equal to 2, n equal to 4 to n equal to 2, and so on, n equal to 3 to n equal to 2. This Balmer series of lines is actually observed in the visible region of the electromagnetic spectrum. The Lyman series is observed in the UV, that is ultraviolet region of the spectrum. The Paschen series is coming in the infrared or the red region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, this is the visible line spectrum of hydrogen atom. This is the hydrogen emission spectrum, and this is the hydrogen absorption spectrum. See, when you can see the two differences. When it absorbs light, then it is going to emit at 410 nanometers. I told you about the Balmer series, the visible region spectrum. So, when it emits 410 nanometers, that line you can see is black over here, it is dark. That means the rest of it has been just absorbed, 410 has also been absorbed, and emitted is 410. So, the dark part here you cannot see because it is going to be emitted over here. Now, what about the rest part? Here again, so all those emitted lines will be seen as colored lines here, and here they are showing as black lines because they are going to be missing from that absorption spectrum. This is the emission spectrum of hydrogen, this is the absorption spectrum of hydrogen. Both the spectrums we see from 410 to 656 nanometers of wavelength. One we see in colored lines, that is these bands are in colored lines, and here in the absorption spectrum the same bands appear as dark lines. Now, here again we can see the different transitions of the hydrogen atom electron when it comes from n equal to 7 to n equal to 1, n equal to 6 to n equal to 1 level, n equal to 5 to n equal to 1, and so on till it comes back from n equal to 2 to n equal to 1. So, these transitions occur in the ultraviolet region, they are called as the Lyman series. Now, in the Balmer series you will find that the jump is from n equal to 7 to n equal to 2. Again, that is a visible region. In the infrared region, you will see the Paschen series of light, that is the spectrum, the spectral lines, and it is from n equal to 7 to n equal to 3. In the Brackett series, it is from n equal to 7 to n equal to 4. In the Pfund series, which we haven't shown here, it is from n equal to 7 to n equal to 5. And the Humphrey series is from n equal to 7 to n equal to 6. Of course, these are just means it is man's estimation of how these transitions are, and we are showing, or we are studying right now, the emission spectrum. So we have shown them the arrows coming downwards. You will wonder why we are not showing the arrows upwards. It is simply because we are studying the emission spectrum, that is a light or the energy transmitted or emitted when the electron jumps from n equal to 7 level to n equal to 1 level, when n equal to 7 level to n equal to 2 level, and so on. Now here again there is another way of representing the spectrum. I have shown you here, this is the Lyman series, you can see here very clearly. Then these are the Balmer series of lines, and these Balmer series of lines, you will say, are they looking like bands? No, we have, or you can say the photo has been expanded to make it very visible to us, and they are extending from 410 nanometer to 656 nanometer, that is completely in the visible region of the spectrum. Then you have the Paschen series over here, which is in the infrared region, which we are not able to see, and neither are we able to see the Lyman series. Now you can see something called 0 over there. What is that? 0 or the infinity? The infinity level, which is supposed to be beyond 6, 7 and all our comprehension, is when the electron of the hydrogen atom has been totally lost. Okay, so hydrogen has got fully ionized, no more electron in its orbital and no more electron in the atom. So it is going to become a hydrogen plus ion. Now, why are we studying the atomic structure of the atoms? Why are we studying the atomic structure and the spectrum of the atoms? Here you can say it is important that the spectrum of an atom of an element is unique for that element, like a fingerprint of that element. The spectrum of an element helps to identify elements present in an unknown mass of matter. It will help to characterize the chemical behavior of the elements, how they react chemically, and these are all important to understand our environment, what chemical reactions are taking place, how they take place, and why, how much amount of energy is involved in the reaction, any amount of energy that is given out. So all these come from the study of the atomic structure and the spectrum of the. Now the spectrum of atoms appears to be the signatures of the atoms. Look, they are all unique. For example, the hydrogen atom is a very simple atom with only one electron, and it has a very simple spectrum compared to what you will see later. Besides the 3 lines, you can see here 3 distinct lines, you may be able to see another in the blue region, that is around 410 nanometer. So here you may get one more line which we are not seeing just now over here as they are showing. It's exactly at 410 nanometer. So that will be the fine spectrum of hydrogen. Look at helium. In helium, slightly more complex than hydrogen. Why? Because it has got 2 electrons in its orbit. Hydrogen had only 1. And look at the spectrum. It has got 1 yellow line and a number in the blue. See, here are the blue lines. You can see here the blue lines. Then you have got here, there is one more over here, you can see very near, and this is the yellow line, the bright line. Next, if you see Mercury, in Mercury you will see a very distinct green line at 546 nanometers, and that makes Mercury a little bit greenish in color. So that is the spectrum of Mercury. So each atom has its unique emission spectrum, and from these emission spectrum we can say that these are the signatures of atom that help us to identify the element in a given mass of unknown substance. Now where will you find these unknown substances? Obviously the minerals. How do we know? When we mine up a mineral, we don't know what are the elements present in it. Once we isolate the elements, then of course there are different methods of isolation. We study the spectrum and identify the element present in that mineral.